The kitchen is the heart of the home. It's where we nourish those we love, where we nourish ourselves, where we laugh, we celebrate, we gather. So let's start looking at food shopping, at prepping food, at cooking food as an absolute comfort, joy, and financial investment. Stop wasting your hard-earned money on grocery bills when your kitchen itself is hiding money. You can unlock the savings that are hiding right in your kitchen by using these simple, cozy, money-saving kitchen hacks and tips. Welcome, sweet friends, to the channel Frugal Money Saver. My name is Emmy, my husband's Paul. We are so happy you have joined us today. We're going to start today's video by taking advantage of some amazing front page of the flyer sales in our area. Those are called loss leaders. Food stores showcase their lowest prices on the front of their flyer to draw you into a store so that you will come in for the loss leaders, those low priced items, and then spend more money on other items. But Paul and I just shop loss leaders sometimes. Because Memorial Day was this week, we found some amazing bargains that we want to share with you. We are going to prep some food. We're going to cook some food. But let's start by just showing you some of the items we got. Because it was Memorial Day, a lot of our local stores had some amazing sales. So what we did, Paul and I, we hit some of the loss leaders that were on the front page of our flyers. Stop and Shop had beautiful corn on the cob, 10 ears for $2. So 5 for $1. Of course, we bought the maximum we could, which was 10. They had gorgeous avocados on sale for 67 cents. Stop and Shop had dry pints of blueberries for $1.99. And the same with the strawberries. They were $1.99. Pickles were $1.99 for the Vlasic. We love these sweet heat chips. So we got a couple bottles for the pantry, of course. Beautiful sweet cherries from Acme were $1.99 a pound. We got 5 pounds of rice for just about $3. We love the Carolina Gold, and we're going to show you what we do with this to keep it fresh. This was the star of the show. Acme gives digital coupons, and everyone gets different ones. We had eggs for 5 cents a dozen. You could only get one, but it was 5 cents. So I was like, oh my goodness, what a bargain in this day and age. And there was no minimum purchase either. Let's remember that. You also got our first watermelon of the season. That was $3.99. It's beautiful, big. I hope it's sweet. Just some really good fresh produce at amazing prices. So let's prep some of this. I know there are so many fancy ways to boil eggs, but I keep it old-fashioned. I want to make some deviled eggs, so I just put 6 in a pot, covered them with water. This is how I cook them. I bring them to a boil, let them boil for 5 minutes. I then turn the heat off, let them sit for 5 minutes, and then I put them in a cold bath for 5 minutes. And they peel beautifully. I'll show you. Boil for 5 minutes. Now they're going to sit for 5 minutes with the cover on and the heat off. And now they sit in ice cold water for 5 minutes. I know the sun is streaming through my window and I could cover it, But I'll tell you what, I think it is so beautiful, gives everything just this warm, soft glow. So we're leaving that window uncovered. Give my egg a little crack. I like to do it right on the end. Just a little crack like that. Then the shells come right off. So that worked perfectly. Of course, I have shells all over my hand because, again, this is real life. The real test is, let's see how it looks on the inside. Look at that. Perfection. We're going to make some deviled eggs now. When I make deviled eggs, I like to keep it old school. Look at these yolks. They came out so beautiful. That method just works so well. So I am old school. I add some mayonnaise and then I just combine that until it is super creamy. I'm going to add a drop more. Everybody has their own way of making deviled eggs. We like to keep it simple. I know some people add dill relish, some people add sweet relish. We just use mayonnaise. Now I could have got super fancy and piped the egg yolks in, but I used 2 spoons and guess what? Looks beautiful. How about this glass deviled egg plate? I bought 2 of them at a flea market years ago. I think they were 50 cents. Just beautiful. They're heavy glass, just gorgeous. Now I lied. Well, not that I really lied, I forgot. I do use 2 ingredients. I do sprinkle them with paprika. Just a little bit for color. I don't know really what paprika tastes like, but just gives it a little color. Now in the middle, I can put anything I want. I could put some olives. I could cut up some carrot and celery and put it in the middle. I could just leave it like that. It's beautiful. Now we're going to cover these, put these in the refrigerator. So easy, perfect, foolproof method. Just want to share another quick tip. I am opening up a new box of Glad Cling and Seal, any kind of plastic wrap. Do you guys know the great little tip about the indentation on the end? What this does is you push that in on that side and you push it in on this side and then it holds your roll securely. And don't forget the little sticky tab right here to hold your plastic wrap. But when you pull it, it doesn't come out of the box and it rips perfectly. I always add 2 toothpicks when I'm making deviled eggs just to keep the plastic wrap off the top. Please make sure you remove the toothpicks before you serve them, especially around children. Perfect. Right into the refrigerator. We're already on our way by saving money on those low-priced items. And they're all good, yummy, healthy foods. How about the cling wrap box trick? I'm not going to tell you how old I was before someone told me about that. So I would love to know in the comments section, is this the first time you're hearing about that tip of putting the 2 tabs in on each end of the plastic roll? I had no idea. Literally, it was just a couple years ago that I discovered that. So, you know what? You live and you learn. But that's such a great tip. We took the extra eggs that we didn't use in the deviled eggs, put them right into the refrigerator, and I can see a quiche or a frittata coming up real soon. 5 cents a dozen. I didn't believe it when I first saw the price, but it was there. That was the cost. They were super fresh. They're good till the end of June. So I guess it was just a little perk that they sent our way, which we were very grateful for. So now let's deal with some of those fruits. We're going to prep some. We're going to make a delicious dish out of one. Let's see how much we can get done. I'm making a fruit salad with a bunch of the cherries. And then I'm going to have leftover. I looked up how to keep cherries fresh. And they said to leave the stem on, do not wash them, and store them uncovered in the refrigerator. And don't put them near things like onions or garlic because they're super fragile and they will definitely absorb odors. So I'm hoping this works. I'm not going to wash them. I have a whole bunch of these cherries, but I have to pick out the ones with the stems. And then I'll use the ones without the stems in my fruit salad. Adding cherries to a fruit salad can be daunting because we have to remove the pits. But the most surefire way, take a straw, push it through the bottom, pit comes right out. You've got a whole beautiful cherry, or if you want, you can cut them in half. So simple to do it this way. Push through, pops right out. I have to say, honestly, this is one of the most satisfying tips that I can share with you. Really does make life so much easier. Of course, always wash your fruit thoroughly before you eat it. Of course, you know that, and it works for strawberries wonderfully too. Just push it through the bottom, gently through the top, and you have now just taken the core out of the strawberry, and you have a beautiful whole strawberry. So this little tool is amazing when it comes to taking the stem off of strawberries and pitting cherries. Look at the colors in this bowl. I went with a darker colored bowl. I thought the fruit just looked so pretty in this bowl. It actually matches. Now, I could have gone with a super light colored bowl, and that would have been beautiful too. This almost looks artistic. I love it. Some people are absolute purists when it comes to fruit salad. But I have to say, I love to add a drizzle of pure maple syrup. It does something to the fruit that just elevates it to another level. It brings out the sweetness of the fruit in a way that is hard to describe. So I'm going to encourage you just a little bit. That's it. Mix that in. And everyone is going to ask you what you did to your fruit salad to make it taste so heavenly. I'm going to cover this and put this in the fridge as well. Do you have leftover strawberries? What you're going to do is you're going to put them right into a mason jar. Do not wash them. Do not cut them. Do not hull them. Just put them right into your mason jar gently. And of course, make sure that mason jar is completely clean and washed and dry. You're going to put your lid on it and you are going to store it in the refrigerator just like this. Now, when you're ready to use them, of course, you'll wash them, hull them. This will keep your strawberries fresh for much longer than if you were to just stick them in their original container. And you can do blueberries this way as well. But I used all my blueberries. How beautiful was that fruit salad? Yeah, I've been eating it in the mornings for breakfast. So good. And that maple syrup just gives it a little something. I can't even tell you. It doesn't even taste mapley, if that's a word. When you're eating it, it just sweetens the fruit a bit and really elevates that whole fruit salad. Now, what we're going to do is just get into the kitchen and make a refreshing pasta dish. We're going to be using frozen tortellini in this dish, but you can really use any kind of pasta. I love frozen tortellini for their convenience. They literally cook in about 3 to 5 minutes. But feel free to use any pasta you want. We're just using up items in our refrigerator for this dish. And we're also using a convenience item. Well, tortellini is a convenience item too. I don't know how to make them. But one of the other items we could have made ourselves But this was the perfect blend to this dish. Well, we'll just show you. Sometimes taking a shortcut is not always a bad thing. So let's turn this camera around, get back into the kitchen. This is such an easy way to make any kind of pasta salad. I cut up some olives, some just regular black olives and Kalamata olives, grated a bunch of carrot, cut up some tiny cubes of cucumber, and now I'm going to boil about 1.5 pounds of cheese tortellini. They're frozen and they only take about 3 minutes to cook, so this is going to be great. I just drained the tortellini and it is hot. So I don't want to put it on top of the vegetables we cut up. So what I did is put it in a separate bowl. I'm going to add a drizzle of olive oil to them so they don't stick together. I am not a fan of running cold water over pasta. I know a lot of people do it. So we're just going to let it cool with the olive oil so it doesn't stick together. So yummy. Now I am for whole foods cooking. You know I am. But there are times that a secret ingredient in your tortellini salad is a good thing. This is Ken's Chef Reserve Creamy Caesar with roasted garlic. Oh my goodness. Now, you can absolutely make your own dressing, but as far as a tortellini salad with a drizzle of this, it packs a lot of flavor in just a little bit. And then you added the olive oil. This comes out so delicious. That flavor mixed with the cheese in the middle of the tortellini and the vegetables, this is a win. Sometimes we do deviate and take a shortcut, but you all know that. You've seen my grocery hauls. We try to be good as we can, but you know what? We're human. And a shortcut once in a while with something that tastes really good is worth it. I put it back in the glass bowl that we had the veggies in, and it goes right into the refrigerator to chill with the cover on. So easy, so delicious, win-win. To that pasta salad, you could have added any kind of vegetables you wanted. You could have added tomatoes. You could have added onions, peppers. I wouldn't add cheese if you're making a tortellini salad because they are filled with cheese, but add up some cut up cooked meat and make it a full-blown warm weather meal. Such a great way to just use up some bits and pieces of veggies and cooked meats in your refrigerator. And as far as the dressing, well, you saw what we use. We cheated. That really is a very good dressing. But by all means, make your own homemade. So yummy, so good. Just a great way to use up some of those veggies that are coming into season right about now. So now we still have more prepping to do. This video, we are trying to motivate you. We are trying to make you look at your kitchen as a total financial investment. We need to handle the food so that it doesn't spoil quickly and we are keeping it fresh for the longest amount of time we possibly can. So let's do a bit more prepping and get you motivated. We have that big, beautiful watermelon, and instead of just putting it in whole, what Paul does is he boils the watermelon. This way, we constantly can just go and grab a bowl, because it's a pain to have to pull the watermelon out, cut it into slices. This way is so much easier. What we do, like every day at the end of the day, if we haven't eaten it all, is drain it. This way it's not sitting in that water, but what an easy way to have delicious cold watermelon all summer without the hassle of having to chop pieces. We are going to be transferring that 5-pound bag of rice that we bought right here, and we're going to be putting it into jars to keep it fresh and to make it last longer. Don't let anyone fool you. Rice does go bad. It can definitely spoil. We've had it happen. These jars are completely wash, dried, hot soapy water. I do have just a tiny bit of rice left. This is all I've got. So what I'm going to do is fill this jar almost to the top and then add this to the top of that jar. So we use the oldest rice first. The window's open if it seems a little noisy. You may hear some birds or maybe a weed whacker. Just sealing these now, and they will go under my cabinet where it is dry and cool. I know some people freeze rice. That's a great idea too. But I notice when you freeze rice, sometimes it absorbs a little bit of moisture. So I'm just going to do it this way. Get it out of that plastic bag, get it into some food safe glass jars, and you'll be good to go. Now, I could go on and on what we could do in the kitchen right now because I have that corn that needs to be dealt with. I have some leftover rolls that need to be stored, or actually, I think I'm going to make them into garlic bread. So if you would like to see more of this type of video, leave it down below and let me know, and I can continue to motivate you, get you going on just making the most out of the food that you bring into your home. Now, today's question of the day. Please share with us down below in the comments section your best hint for preserving or stretching any kind of food item. Something that we use probably all the time, but you have found a way to keep it fresh longer or how to make it stretch further. Share that with us down below because that won't only encourage and help Paul and I to save more money, but our viewers as well. And we appreciate this community so much. Thank you so much for taking this time to be with us today. The kitchen truly is the heart of our home. And we have laughed around this table. We have celebrated, as I have said. We have prayed around this table. And honestly, there have been tears shed around this table. But it continues to be the beating heart of our home. Again, we thank you so much for sharing this time with us. Please give this video a big thumbs up. It really does help us so much here on YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't. Come on in and be part of our frugal family. As we have said, summer is here and our videos may be a bit sporadic. We may miss a week, so please make sure your notification bell is turned on so that whenever we put out a video, you will be alerted. We ask you to be well. We ask you to be safe. And above all, we wish you blessings. Until our next video, may God greatly bless you.